There once lived a man. Everyone knew that this man was the poorest. Only the man knew not of such thing. He had a hut, he had shoes, he had cow, and he had a sun, he had rain, he had grass and trees and bird song. He had winds and the warmth of the land in the summer and the chilling bite in the winter. The man felt himself to be a very rich indeed. Every morning he woke up whistling and welcoming the sun and the day in. He'd gather grass or what he could to feed his cow and spend most of the day wandering the fields with her. Your bell gently rang as they walked, a soundtrack to their adventures. And he loved his cow, for she was his friend. They sat under the mighty oak trees. They dreamt together, they sang, they hid from the rain, and they ate together. And in some of the coldest of winters, it was the cow that provided the warmth for him to survive. And once, on those adventures during the day, a man met an older man. It was even difficult to recognize whether he was a man indeed, for he looked more like a creature, bent over, twisted hands and feet. He limped as he walked, covered in some sort of old grey cloak. "Hey there, stranger," he said with his crackled voice. "Might you have some water or food for the pilgrim? I've been walking for many months now, and I grew weak, so I would like to eat something, for there are many more moons. I must stay on the road." The man looked at him. He now could see his face, his fallen cheeks, and dull eyes, dry, cracked lips, slightly crooked nose, burned from the sun. He barely had anything to give that man, but he felt deep pity for him, for he seemed in greater need than he was. "I tell you what, old man, I don't own many things in this life, and the most prized possession that I have is my cow, for she is a great friend to me, and indeed she also feeds me when I need to eat. And I see that you are in a greater need than I am right now. So wherever it is you need to go to, whatever it is you need to find that drove you on the road at your age, I can offer you my cow. But please take great care of her. She is the finest of beings known to me." His hands wept over the neck of his cow, and tears rolled from both of their eyes. He kissed them away and kissed her forehead. "I love you," he said. "Please look after this old man as you did after me. We shall meet one day, my friend, and if not, so be it. But may you know that till the end of my days, I will love you so dearly." They bowed to each other, and Cow stepped forward. She came up to an older man and bent at her neck slightly so he could put his hand around it. I will support you in your walking, she whispered. Old man smiled, started to hobble. He stopped a couple of meters and looked back, looking at the poor man he just met. Thank you, he said. Thank you, kind stranger. I've been in many lands. I've met many people, rich and poor. I've never met anyone like you. Like me? Poor man sighed. What does that mean? What am I like? So poor and so rich at the same time, the old man smiled. He turned his head and walked forward with his hand wrapped around the neck of the cow. The poor man stood watching the two new companions depart. What is it like to be a pilgrim? He wondered. What was that man looking for, and where was he going? And something sparkled in his heart, stepping his foot forward, setting on a new journey to find he knew not what, in the place he knew not where.